We're back, y'all. We're back right here. Valley Views on KROJ, everybody. I'm your host, Hector. We got Diosy up in the house, our co-host, Diosy. How
Hey
you
guys, we're doing good. We just came back from a little break, feeling a little refreshed.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I have Robux.
Robux.
I went to Robux earlier today.
Oh my
gosh.
San Fernando?
Yes, of course.
Big
The
shout
only
out to-
one. The only one I ever go to.
Big shout out to Sergio out there, Sergio Washington, that is, the franchise owner of Robux. There it is.
Yeah, so I was just sipping on my little Robux drink.
Hey, getting your energy on.
Yeah, but we have our guests here. Who
We
are
do.
our guests, Hector?
And we're going to go ahead and tell you who our guests are. We have Danara Castañeda and friends from Las Palmas Media. This particular section is brought to you by Superior Car Company and Ira Hart, your local insurance agent, y'all. So big shout out to them also for sponsoring this particular show. And of course, Valley Views in general is brought to you by Pueblo y Salud and of course KROJ, y'all. So with that said, first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and start here. Danara, welcome. One of the things that we do and we start off with is how is right here right now your mind, body, and spirit?
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure. Great question. I'm very excited. I am a tad nervous, but overall, I'm thankful for this opportunity. So thank you guys for having us.
Well, thank you for being here, and we can't wait to actually talk to you a little bit more, and not just about your business, but also your friends you brought here.
Yes.
No strangers to us here, Priscilla and John, and nice to meet you, Mikey, as well. But let's start right here, Priscilla. Let's just go around right here. How is your mind, body, and spirit right here, right now, Priscilla?
My mind, body, and spirit is amazing. It's always good spirits coming here to KROJ. I just want to give you flowers for the team that you've grown. You know, they took good care of us outside. They're so intrigued, asking great questions, and what a great way just to bring up the next generation,
Agreed.
giving them opportunity to media access. And yeah, I mean, we're excited to be here. We're here to support Danara, who is also part of Las Palmas Media.
Right on.
Yeah, we're excited. We have some fun projects in the works. We will be sharing about it a little shortly, but we are currently working on the Celebration Expo, which is coming up on March 16 in the downtown San Fernando Mall area. So save the date. But yeah, I'm just feeling amazing and super blessed to be here with you guys.
Awesome. And John, you got ahead of yourself right there, Priscilla. You're really going to get it already. You know?
Sorry.
Which is all good. But I was like, girl, slow it down.
It's the Bodevi coffee.
That's the best of the best right there. And John, David Rivera, how is your mind, body, and spirit right here?
I am so happy to be here. I can't believe I was here about a year ago with my dad promoting our law firm.
That's right.
I'm so happy to see what you're doing with the Valley Views and the team here. It's really beautiful.
Oh, great.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for that. Big shout out really to the crew, the youngsters and all the adults that work with them, because I couldn't do it without them, and it's beautiful to see the youngsters just kind of like doing their thing and being all professional. I love it. And Mikey, how is your mind, body, and spirit right here, right now?
It's a blessing, man. It's honestly really cool. It's the first time for me, kind of doing this sort of thing, but it's really cool. It's a really cool experience for sure.
Sweet. No, and we appreciate all of you guys being here, of course, for just to make that community connection and to just talk and really to get to know you too, Danara, just as far as like you grew up here, you're native really of San Fernando,
Yes.
And you do have Besos y Sueños,
Correct, yes.
So tell us a little
baby.
bit about Besos y Sueños, and then we'll get a little bit more into Las Palmas connection as well.
Perfect. So it started off during the pandemic. Growing up here in the city of San Fernando, my first job was actually here in Magalis Tamales. And, considering that the pandemic affected everyone, including local restaurants as well, I was kind of struggling financially because I was paying for my school expenses and my tuition. So I was like, okay, what can I do to kind of make extra money to help me? Because I didn't get financial aid, unfortunately. So I tried to figure out how to make ends meet. And I was like, I love craft making and I love people talking, so I was like, you know what, let me make a jewelry line.
Okay.
And at first it was just named Dan.ara. I didn't have really much of a identity for it quite yet, But it all started off with like beaded jewelry that I sometimes like broke down. I used to go to Michael's or Joann's, and I like collected an abundance of jewelry, like beaded.
Did you as a kid also like do some of that just for fun and hobbies?
Yes.
'Cause I had some of our nieces, and they do a bunch of that stuff, and then I'm all making jewelry with them. Is that kind of how you also started a little bit?
Yes. Yeah? I started off. Well, thankfully, like my parents have always honed that space for me, where it's like craft making, like, oh, girl, get some Play-Doh, or like like some paper arts and crafts. So I really love that. And so I started doing that, and I started selling to my coworkers for like $10 a piece. But the one thing that I also like really held honored is that no piece was ever replicated. So none of my pieces are
unique,
ever
one of a kind. Okay,
exactly.
now.
So they're all unique, one of a kind, to kind of honor that us too are all unique and one of a kind.
Oh yeah.
So that's how I started off. And it was on and off. So a lot of people are like, when are you going to do drops? So I used to do drops around like for 10 pieces to 13 pieces, because sometimes like, I was busy with school and then work, and I had other necessities too.
But they were waiting for the drops.
Yes,
huh?
yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe I should do something with this too. And then I was also going to school for marketing and business admin at CSUN, so I kind of wanted to practice what I was studying,
exactly. Which reminds me real quick, since we're talking about drops and marketing, you are listening to KROJ 101.5 FM here in the San Fernando Valley, top of our hour station ID. We have our broadcasting antenna out in, we're coming live actually from the Panorama Broadcasting Station, but we're right here in the city of San Fernando. Big shout out to Pueblo Salud for hosting us here. And once again, we're right here. This is Hector. Diosy up in the house.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Lovely. I'm having a fun time listening to your story about your business. This is interesting.
Thank you.
So nice when passion turns into like, it manifests into something greater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm thankful. It's been a blessing all along.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
She puts so much love into her jewelry. I'm wearing one of them,
She's
but
repping right now.
That's so beautiful.
That's a one of a kind then, huh?
So after you started doing your drops, when was it that you decided to like finally go full force?
It actually started last August. So it was an on and off project that I was doing since 2021. And I was like, okay, I graduated from CSUN in May, and I didn't know exactly what to do or where to go, especially since the job market is a little hard to kind of figure out right now.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, let me build a website in a week in August. And I did a couple of like necklaces. I think it was 20 necklaces. And then I took advantage of the orchid trend, because Caliucci's orchids, that's what she like,
yes.
So I was like, okay,
Telepathy is all I can think of right now. But anyway.
Exactly. No, I love her.
Right?
She's really great artist, very talented. So, I mean, I loved orchids all along too. And so I did an orchid drop, and I did a upcycled jewelry drop. And so my orchid drop blew up like crazy. So what I did is I cut up real orchids, put them in dry silica gel, give it 2 weeks for it to properly dry up, and then resin them in UV resin.
Nice.
And I made them into earrings, into pendants, and I mean, like, how often do you guys see orchid jewelry or real flower jewelry?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, those are almost like fossils. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Like fossil, but that you wear, right?
Exactly.
Jewelry in that sense, yeah.
Yes, and so I went full in August of last year, and I'm still full in now. So
Nice.
So I'm excited.
So beautiful. And you obviously you work and you sell out of here, city of San Fernando.
Correct. Yes. So that's where I met the team. So it all plays a part with the outdoor market. I wanted to kind of branch out and get to know my community a lot more, because I only ever sell online, and obviously like also like in person, like one-on-one with friends and family. But I wanted to get to know more people. So I signed up for the San Fernando Outdoor Market, and I introduced myself to Christina, the owner of 1984, and to Debbie as well. Because I thought it was really hard to get into the outdoor market. So I was like, please, like, give me a spot. Like, I would have loved to be doing this opportunity, right? And she connected me to a lot of new people and individuals, and I sold there on my first outdoor market. That's where I met one of your guys' interns, I think Jackie.
Oh yes, Jackie.
Yes,
Big shout out to
Jackie. She
Jackie.
was amazing, so sweet
She's
too.
a run of show sergeant. Let me tell you, she keeps me on point all the time.
No,
over here.
she's so sweet. She did an amazing job, and she's doing an amazing job now. From what I saw, I was like, oh wow, like I definitely saw myself in her, because I wish I did that when I was younger too. But yeah, that's when I met her, and then that's when I found out about you guys, and then I eventually participated as the influencer of the month for the outdoor market. So I took over their socials, and that's where this lovely team found me too.
Nice.
So JD scouted me, and he was like, hey, how would you like to participate in a couple videos, help us out? And we've been family since.
Oh yeah, and then I guess to bring y'all in too. Then how was that? Like, cause I mean, it's that also like goes to show like Diosy, right? Like how the outdoor market in general. Right, it's
So
like
impactful.
more than just like the businesses. It's about the people, right? The community that shows up and is there, whether as a small business owner or just like all these different like just community just coming together. It's so cool to see how like folks just connect. You know?
Yeah, it's
with each other.
definitely a
Yeah.
social hub for our community. We are, spread out throughout the whole San Fernando Valley. But I think that the city of San Fernando within itself is home to a lot of people. Like growing up, the outdoor mall, was the place to go and shop and get your uniform or go get your party dress or, go get your jewelry for your special events. And like for me, my dad, he would go and get his like outfits there because he used to dress like very cowboy western. And so I grew up going there, and I grew up in Pacoima and Sun Valley, and so it was always like the place to go and shop. So I think that is the same for a lot of people across the San Fernando Valley. And so now that we have the outdoor market there, it's like it's the perfect place to go because it's not just people from San Fernando City, it's people from all over San Fernando Valley. And so, it's definitely a social hub.
Right?
And now it's like one of the biggest outdoor events in the valley. So shout out San Fernando.
Yeah, and to the San Fernando Mall Association, which Priscilla is also part of. But JD, tell us a little bit about that too. Then, like that connection, and a little bit about Las Palmas Media, and then like, bam, over here linking up with Danara and just what you guys are doing together too.
Yeah, I mean, just to connect it to what you guys were saying, just like the concept of like the town square. That doesn't really exist necessarily all the time in like like here in the United States. So having that place, that third place for people to come and connect, and maybe it's not always about commerce. It's about artistry. It's about dance. It's about music. It's about just connecting with your neighbors. So we have to strengthen those events. We have to do more of that. And then speaking in like a digital space, having a town square, online. And being able to connect with people in that fashion. And, that's where, we met a lot of, even Priscilla, we connected through, your work with the San Fernando podcast. And it just goes to show that that's how we should be connecting both online and in real life. And Danara's amazing. Miguel, who's, I saw his TikTok that was blowing up online. And I was like, oh no, that's the kind of vision that we need. And, the work that he does as a director is, highlighting the culture and the history, and his look is so classic. I know he'll talk about classic directors all the time, and to me he's the future of
he is
of filmmaking.
Talented.
Genius and talented for his age, and we're just honored to have such talented team members. And there's a common denominator that Diosy is talking about. We're just Valley kids, and we just want to bring light to this beautiful city. And there's so much history and culture, and there's a need and a want for more growth. And it's great to have spaces like this, like a radio station in the city of San Fernando. And we just saw a need of support in media for our city, and we're just here trying to bridge the gap and support our generations. And San Fernando is very, very unique when it comes to the diversity of generations that we have here. So
no, it's cool. And Miguel, as they're talking about your how you dive into filmmaking. Tell us a little bit about Payday.
All right,
what's going on with Payday? And I don't mean like you could pay me now. You could pay me a little later. But let's talk about Payday, which is a film that you also produced, directed, and all that good stuff. Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. Payday is truly one that's been in the vault for a very long time. I wrote it kind of months and months ago. It was kind of inspired of kind of tragic event that I kind of experienced. But you have the star right next to me right here. She's starring it. Miss Danara is starring in it.
Hey.
But it's a very deep story between a struggling artist and his girlfriend who really grounds him and kind of really pushes him towards achieving his goal. And despite all odds, he has to go out there and kind of prove to himself that he can do it through any adversity or anything. So it's a short film. I can't really get too much into it.
Right. I mean, you can't give it all away.
Absolutely,
Come on now.
Absolutely. But
just drop us those little teasers.
There you go.
Those little hooks. Come on now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Rex from Bodevi.
Shout out to Rex from Bodevi. He is an extraordinary actor. I mean, that guy just brings everything to the table. He leaves everything on set, and it's truly amazing to be working with really talented individuals, and it's a blessing for sure.
That's cool. We can't wait for that. Do you have a drop date for that for the payday?
Sometime in March. Yeah.
Sometime in March.
Yeah, sometime in March. So
right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Woo!
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, now so payday, y'all. Look out for that. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you. And
can't wait for that. And what got you into just filmmaking in general? What was because that really is an art of storytelling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so why that medium as well?
Honestly, I think to me, filmmaking is more than just entertaining an audience. It's about really telling stories that matter, and to be a voice for the people who feel unheard or who don't have a voice, and just kind of capturing perspectives that go unnoticed through the power of visual storytelling, which allows us to view life through different lenses. And I come from a hardworking background. I mean, first generation Mexican American. My parents worked their butts off to get to where they are right now, and I feel like that kind of shapes the way I approach storytelling. Because that's what at the end of the day, that's what filmmaking is. Telling stories, bringing people together, building relationships, and it's just at the end of the day, my goal isn't just to make movies.
Yeah.
To leave a legacy behind. Storytelling, and that kind of stands the test of time. And it's that's kind of why I started doing filmmaking, just how creative you can be with it. And it's amazing to be to just write something down and then just bring it to life, and it right before your eyes, and it's
and just know it's you did that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Along, of course,
it
with
takes
so many other folks.
It takes a lot of passion and determination, but with these guys, I mean, these I feel like that's why we're such a good team. We all have the same goal in mind. We just want to see San Fernando thrive, and I feel like that's what makes us such a good team. And it's a blessing to be a part of the team, and it's an honor to be able to work with them, and it's really cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, for sharing a little bit more about that. And back to you, Danara. Tell us a little bit about just in general then, what is it about just the creativity part, right? Because even making jewelry is a creative process, especially when you're talking about unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. Correct. But what is it about just the creative side that really, feeds your soul, Yeah.
So, it's funny you mentioned that, because it's honestly very therapeutic. So I think it's a great time to sit down and unwind, be off your cellular devices, listen to some good tunes, and just kind of project all your creativity into multiple pieces. And the reason why I said it's funny you say that is because sometimes I'm so hard on myself, where I'm like, no, this piece belongs to this necklace, this chain, or no, this piece belongs to that chain. So it's very hard to kind of be satisfied. I mean, isn't there a saying that says every artist is their biggest critic, right?
Right.
So I think it's very exciting to once eventually release them and have people wear them. Honestly, it warms my heart seeing Priscilla or my coworkers, my team, also wearing the necklaces that I make, and people compliment them, and then people compliment my jewelry sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I make them. So
more all the time. All the time.
Yeah, so it's very cool, especially the fact that I'm able to sell not only in my community, but Tennessee, Arkansas, New York. I've got a New York. I'm currently using Shopify right now, and I've recently did open up my market, so I'm still trying to figure that out to sell elsewhere, because I saw the Shopify feature offers you to see people who look at your website.
Oh,
France, I got a France, which is
go.
very weird and unique. Not weird, but it was so interesting, because I really want to see what brought them. What brought them to the website. So I thought that was really cool. So
cool.
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
goal is not only impacting my local community, but impacting other communities as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Are you on that TikTok shop too as well, or what?
You see, like my friends were telling me to, but I feel like TikTok shop does take a good percentage, correct?
Oh.
I think so.
I
mean,
have no idea. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how it works for like handcraft
I
businesses.
used to sell on Depop. But
Okay.
Depop started taking like 10%, 15% of your sales.
Yeah.
So I never really was profiting as much from what I was doing. And I was like, okay, let's build a website. You know, how fun would it be? It would serve as a testimony to my major, like practicing business and marketing and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I really wanted to challenge myself. So
You're actually putting again some of that background and that education like to practice, you know?
Exactly, yes.
Yes, absolutely. And to bring it all together here for Las Palmas, what are some of the projects that y'all are kind of like potentially like working together? Obviously, we got the payday connection here, but any other projects like either coming up or in the works that y'all can actually talk about?
Yeah, so we have the upcoming, like I mentioned earlier, Celebration Expo coming up on March 16. And
Priscilla's really like, I'm ready for this.
I'm, you know, this
Go for
is
it, girl.
the opportunity.
You tell us.
You know, this has been a long time coming, too.
And by the way, big shout out to Lenny Montes.
Yes, she's coordinating the event.
Yeah, she reached out to me a couple of days ago, and she's like, can we talk about this? I was like, actually, yes, we can.
Yeah. She's a great person to work with. We've been having so much fun with her. But yeah, we're supporting with the promotion and the marketing for Celebration Expo, which is to highlight bridal, quince, prom, first communion, baptism, to really bring to light what San Fernando really is and the cultural aspect of our beautiful downtown San Fernando mall. So we're really excited for that. But yeah, we are also working with small businesses as well. There's already a couple businesses in the works, supporting them with all things social media marketing. And marketing is a very broad thing, as you guys know that. And it's been really fun to actually sit down with some of these older businesses who are actually intrigued on things outside of just social media, right? You know, a lot of it is social media, but just them wanting for change is really going to make a big impact for the city. So I know John has a couple things in the works too, and you know, Mikey has been such a fun person to work with. By the way, as well.
John, I've seen you in your videos, you know, and it's like, it's just that guy reading a newspaper, you know? It's like, bro, like, who reads newspapers? Oh, I was like, yeah, John does. Nah, JD, but yeah, like, it's cool to see some of these projects and the creativity behind it. So when I see that, I'm always just catching, you know, like the creative, you know, versions of yourself that you guys put out there in some of the productions, you know? Yeah.
This Celebration Expo is really our first full project together as a foursome right here. But we want to do more. I think we want to do our own events. We're not running the event for the Celebration Expo, but you know, it's our desire to do a Dia de los Muertos event, you know, coming up in the fall. We'd love to do
events,
we'd love to do concerts and fitness events, absolutely, and you know, maybe push the limits of what, you know, filmmaking is, you know, maybe doing like live music video elements. So we have a lot of big ideas. It really just feels like it's just the beginning right now, which is crazy to think, because I know all of us have been working at our individual projects for so long. But coming together,
that's what they call an overnight success.
Yeah, I know, these overnights. There's no overnight successes. Yeah, no.
I just want to say, a couple years ago, I took Hector to a coffee shop and told him that I had a crazy idea to launch the San Fernando podcast, and then now the podcast has turned into a media team, which we still have the podcast page, and we have some fun projects coming this year on that page. But we're now officially Las Palmas Media. We're Valley Kids. We just thought it was a perfect opportunity to represent the Valley. There's a saying, think globally, but act locally.
Right? Absolutely, absolutely.
It's pretty early on, but we'd love, I mean, if anyone's listening that's a creative and maybe, you know, wants to participate, wants to join our team, you know, we're collaborators at heart, and nothing happens by yourself. It takes a village. So yeah, anyone who's listening and wants to connect,
send us a DM now.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Slide
so
into
where
those
can
DMs.
folks get a hold of you guys?
So our media page is Las Palmas Media. You can directly contact us there. We have our own personal pages. You can find us right there. We're also running right now Fiestas San Fernando, which is the celebration district. That's what we're calling it, is that area is the celebration district.
Yeah.
So all things celebration at Fiestas San Fernando. But you can follow us at Las Palmas Media and San Fernando Podcast.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and, for this segment anyway, we're going to have Danara here finish off for this segment. And we're going to get you guys afterwards for the words of wisdom. But for this one, Danara, we have our last part here that we're going to do here with you. And that is our words of wisdom.
Perfect.
So we're going to go ahead and have you give us and our audience a little insight what you've been learning and what we call here words of wisdom. What are some words of wisdom that you want to let our listeners know?
Rule number 1, it's not about networking, it's about forming relationships. Build those strong relationships. Get out of your comfort zone. I've been getting out of my comfort zone this year and last year too, and I don't regret it at all. So get out your comfort zone. I know it's going to be so hard at first to kind of accept like, oh, but this and oh, but that. Steps, baby steps. But you're going to learn these skills that are going to help you in the near future. Also, spread kindness always. I think it's super important to always be that loving person. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day. Just spread love and kindness always to everyone. And overall, just challenge yourself and practice your what made you happy as a kid. Practice that.
There you go. The kid in us, you know,
Yeah.
let's not forget about the kid in us. Well, thank you for that. We want to really appreciate you. Thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
with us, Danara. And we wish you all the best. And I can't wait to actually see, what comes next for y'all,
Thank you.
especially
Thank
for
you,
you.
thank you.
And with that said, we're going to take a short little break. And then after that, again, we're going to talk to Las Palmas Media a little bit more on the Celebration Expo as well as the school showdown. And that's all part of the school showdown. That will be a $500 reward for a participating school in the Celebration Expo that's happening Sunday, March 16th, 2025. And after that, at 12 o'clock, y'all, don't stay tuned for the Valley Views Youngsters Show as well. That will be on from 12 to 12:30, y'all. We're going to go ahead and take a short musical break, and we'll be right back here on Valley Views KROJ, y'all.